Thank you for joining me today. Today I'll be talking about how sleep and the lack of it can affect your body. So sleep can affect your body in 3 different ways: physically, mentally, and academically. To begin, has anyone heard about the freshman 15? For those of you who don't know, the freshman 15 is that 15 pounds that freshmen are expected to get in their first semester, but it's not actually because freshmen have freedom of choice to eat what they want and when they want. It's actually because when you're tired, your body requires more calories for you to intake, so you're eating more to make up for the lack of energy that you're not getting. Now, there are many different ways your body is affected by lack of sleep. One way is a weakened immune system. So have you ever noticed that while you're in school you feel sick or you're getting sick more often? It's because your body isn't getting the necessary time to regenerate and repair your cells so that you're able to fight off your sickness. Study shows that people who sleep less than 6 hours per night were 4.2 times more likely to catch a cold, and those who slept less than 5 hours were 4.5 times more likely to catch a cold. Another way that lack of sleep can affect you physically is it'll increase your risk of heart disease, infection, and obesity. Dr. Morel Mittler, who's a sleep expert at the National Institute of Health, did a research on the effects of lack of sleep. He said that there's an increased risk for obesity, heart disease, and infection because as you sleep, your heart rate, your blood pressure, and your breathing rate increase and rise, or it falls and increases as you're sleeping. And this allows for your body to release hormones, and that helps repair cells and control your body's use of energy. So basically, if you're not sleeping, your body's not being able to repair its cells. And if it can't repair its cells, it can't maintain its regular functions. Another way that lack of sleep can affect your body is it can disrupt neurotransmitters. So basically, neurotransmitters are chemicals in the brain that tell your body when to do stuff. So it tells your heart to pump and it tells your lungs to breathe. So this explains why when people are sleepy, they're usually cranky. It's not because they're just a mean person or they don't like you. It's because they're not getting those necessary neurotransmitters in their brain to allow them to control their mood, so they're more angry than usual. The last way that lack of sleep can affect you mentally is memory problems. So lack of sleep impairs your memory and ability to process information. So if you go to class and you can't retain your information, then what's the point of actually going to class? You're sitting in class trying to learn for a class that you paid for, and you're not retaining that information. So when you apply that to your actual testing, you're not doing well. Another way that lack of sleep can affect you is it affects you academically. Dr. James Kepner, who's board certified in sleep medicine, spoke to students about how sleep affects them. He said, not getting enough sleep in college can keep students from their goals. So basically, when your concentration is compromised, it's harder to study, focus, and perform well, especially on a test. So if you've been studying all week for that really hard calculus test that you need to get an A in, and you stay up till 6 a.m. and you only get 4 hours of sleep per week, and that night of the test, you stay up all night. You take the test, you think you did your best, you get your grade back a week later, and you got an F. You're trying to figure out, why did I get an F? It's because your body wasn't able to obtain the information and use it in a way that can get you that A that you need. And this is a study that was done on students who attended Georgetown University, and it shows that students who got more than 7 hours of sleep per night had a higher GPA by 0.2 points. And you might think 0.2 is not that much, but there's a huge difference between a 3.4 and a 3.6 when you're in college. In conclusion, lack of sleep can affect your bodies in various ways. There's various ways to help you improve that. So basically, if you avoid caffeine 3 hours prior to bed, it'll help you fall asleep more easily. If you stop using electronics at least 30 minutes before bed, that can also help you. Actually, the LED light is what keeps you awake. Also, if you go to sleep at the same time every single night, your body will get into like a regulatory system and it'll allow you to fall asleep. The recommended hour of sleep is 8 hours, but for you individually to figure out if you need, how much sleep you actually need, you should spend a week falling asleep naturally and waking up naturally. You add all that together, you average it, and that's going to equal the amount of time that you should be sleeping every single night. Also, if you feel that you're sleeping more on the weekdays, so if you usually sleep like 6 hours during the weekday, and then on the weekends you're sleeping 12 hours, you're not getting enough sleep during the week, so you need to work on that. And lastly, you should make sleep a priority, because sleep can affect you in various different ways, and it's a very important part of your life. Thank you.